Heracles the hero. You may know him by his Roman name, Hercules. He was undertaking his 12 labours when he happened to go through the woods where his old teacher, Chiron, lived. Chiron was a centaur, part god, part horse. A centaur has the bottom half of themselves as a horse and the top half as a man, and Chiron was the king of the centaurs, a god. He was wise, he was philosophical, he was a teacher, he was a healer. Everyone thought well of Chiron. Heracles thought, I'm passing, why don't I pop by on my old teacher? Maybe he'll have some food for me. So he popped by, and of course Chiron opened the door and let him in and started making him a wonderful feast of strong, sturdy, hero-like food. And he was making this feast, and he was so busy looking at the cooking, he didn't see Heracles looking around at the wine bottles. Heracles grabbed a bottle of wine just as Chiron turned around. No, don't, he said to Heracles, but it was too late. Heracles had opened the bottle of wine, and the aroma spilled out into the world. Now, centaurs cannot handle wine. It sends them doolally. And no sooner had the bottle been opened than a great thundering started, and all the centaurs in the nearby vicinity began to race towards the house, intent and maddened by that alcohol. Heracles was understandably shaken and frightened. He grabbed his bow and arrow and he began to shoot at all the centaurs, killing them left and right. Chiron jumped in the way and tried to calm down his subjects, but he got caught in the crossfire, and one of Heracles' arrows hit him on the leg. Now Heracles' arrows were poisonous. They'd been dipped in the blood of the Hydra dragon. To you and me, we would be dead like that. But Chiron was immortal. He was a god. He couldn't die. So he just had to live with the unimaginable pain of that poison scorching its way through his body. Every time he moved, it hurt. He called out to Heracles, "Get my healing balm!" But it was no good. It didn't work. Nothing could save him. He just had to live with this day in, day out. And for 30 years or 30,000 years, who knows? Time works differently for the gods. He lived with it. And then Heracles was on another labour. And he was passing through a mountainous area when he suddenly heard a deep moaning, "Oh, the pain!" And he turned and looked, and there, strapped to a mountain, was the huge Titan Prometheus, the man, the Titan even, who had stolen fire from the gods. But that's another story. And poor Prometheus was tied to this rock, and day in, day out, an eagle flew down and ripped out his liver from his side. And Prometheus bled to death every day, because in the evening, when the day was at an end, his liver would rejuvenate. He was another immortal, living with unendurable pain. And Heracles felt sorry for the Titan. So he called up to his dad, Zeus, "Father, surely there's something that can be done." And Zeus looked down on one of his favourite sons. "Son, what am I to do? There are rules. An immortal must take his place. It's the only way." And the clogs inside of Heracles' head began to tick-tock, until they got into place. And Heracles dashed off back to the woods. And he spoke to Chiron. And they were speaking for a few minutes in hushed whispers, and then suddenly the door to Chiron's house opened, and out came Chiron, slowly because of the pain. He knelt down. "Zeus, I will take the place of the Titan Prometheus." And just like that, it was done. But the funny thing about an ultimate sacrifice, about giving purely for the good of others and for no gain of yourself, is that it transcends the laws of mortality and immortality. And Chiron not only freed Prometheus from that rock, he freed himself. And he left his worldly body and he went up into the stars. and there he was placed by Zeus as the constellation Sagittarius, forever passing on to those born under his sign his knowledge, his wisdom, his healing power, and his teaching power. He was known forevermore as the Archer.